I'm joking. So today was really dope. Um, I was down for meadows, yeah, and okay, the story was that I was expecting a payment to be taken out of my account on the 25th, right, which is yesterday. Okay, so it's the 26th, and I think, okay, I'll check my account and I'll see if that's gone out because I really want it to have gone out because, I don't want my Sky TV restricted, and I don't want that bullshit where I ring up and I can't speak to a person. I have to go to the automated payment line and I have to pay before I can speak to anyone. I just, the whole thing has really scared me. And I wanted just to ring up and make sure that I got this paid. The situation was that I didn't have the bank card on me that my direct debit is for, but I guess they have all my details, I know the number on the back. I think that's all I need. And so I rang Sky, and first of all, I did it the automated way. I wanted to find out what my balance was. So it said it was zero. So I thought to myself, okay, I'll be a bit male here and I'll look into it further and I'll make damn sure that, it is zero, right? So I ring them up and I choose the option where I say the engineer hasn't called around yet because I know that gets me to speak to a human being, right? So this is all explaining why I've had a good day. I've just put the dinner on, by the way, as well. And so he says to me, right, you've paid it on the 15th. You don't owe us anything. So like I thought to myself, okay, that's fine. That's really, really, really dope. So where this is happening, right, is down Lakeside. I'm in the bar, and so I'm thinking to myself, I've given up coffee. I've given up coffee for about a week. I should really be craving something, anything just to fill that gap. And it might do me a lot of good to have something to fill that gap, just this once, just on the one off, just to like celebrate that I've got like more money than I've got enough money to. Well, I bought where is it? Let me just take you to. I'll try and keep this plugged in because just kind of inching along the room. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Right. I'm just inching along the room on my 3 meter iPhone cable. And I have. I don't, let me just. You've seen the tank before, right? But what I have is this, which is. Hold on. Let me turn it. All it's showing is that at the moment because I'm charging it. It's got a good battery indicator. It shows that it just needs one more hit of electricity before it's fully charged. I've been vaping on it at 70 watts, but I don't want to digress. I don't want to start talking about something. I want to keep it to the point of what I'm saying, and the point of what I'm saying is that I've had a good day. And yes, part of the good day that I've had is because I bought that and I'm really happy. It was just 50 quid. And that's a whole other video, really. My interest in vaping and what I'm going to do next, what tank I'm going to get next, and all the rest of it, But I have this Stella Cidra, right, which is a cider. And in French, it's called Cidra or Cider. So I'm feeling really good because, like, my body is used to having 3 hits of caffeine a day, 3 really strong hits of caffeine a day. You know, I've not had it for a week. And I have this Stella Cedra, and what I haven't told you is that before I came to Lakeside, I was on the other side of the lake, and I was sitting there. No, I didn't have it then. As soon as I got off the bus to Ferry Meadows, right, first thing I did was I had a vape with my old tank, obviously, with my old mod, obviously. And then I opened my beer, which was a full pint of Stella, and I drank that. And I'm walking around Ferry Meadows, you know, and I go to my special place and I make a video. And then I walk all the way around because I've walked a different way around the lake to the way I normally go, which avoids Lakeside. And so I carry on walking around, and I eventually get to Lakeside. And that's when I think to myself, I want to ring Sky. So I'm sitting in Lakeside, right, and I found that out. So I have my Stella Cedra, and the buzz is just amazing because my body has needed it. My body has needed it so hard, you know. I mean, yeah. Let me just pop something in my mouth because I feel a pause coming on. I feel a pause in the video coming on. Oh. When I was at Morrison's much later, I took the bus straight through because I'd forgotten some shopping. I needed to just take the bus straight through to Morrison's and pick myself a couple of bits up because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to have dinner. And when I'm coming out, a lady says to me, she says, trans and living it, you know, which for real, I was smiling, you know, for a few seconds I was smiling it out, you know, I was smiling it out for a while, until I crossed the road and I got to the business of like being careful crossing a road and whatnot. But more, more melon. More melon is required. So who I really want to be telling this to is my mom, but she's not in yet. It's 3 o'clock. She won't be back till at least 4:30. I want to be telling my mum because I've explained to her that, like, when I first was holding space for having, the mod had nothing to do with it. It was the tank that I wanted. It was the Profile Unity RTA, right? And I was saying how excited, you know, this just, I really did a good thing explaining the feelings inside of exactly how I was feeling, how like freaking dope I was feeling, how excited I was about getting this RTA. And you know, just every time I thought about it, I just got really excited, and I told my mum that. And more melon. More melon. So she'll understand that, like, I'm feeling really good because I got the mod. because for the RTA, I need a mod that fires up to 80 watts. That is variable wattage. You know what I mean? It's got all the I'll have some more of that because that's really nice. It's variable wattage. You know, completely changeable from. I mean, I think it goes to the 10th of a watt. What you can change it to. I mean, I'm guessing I'll be firing this RTA at about anything in between 48 and 60 watts. This is from the information that I got from Rip Trippers. So I haven't had, so I've got extra money. I don't need to struggle till Thursday. Thursday is my day that I see Rizwin. I see his flat. I just have a look around. I make sure that it's good enough to motivate me to want to live there. You know, it's not about the flat. It's not about the flat at all. But it does have a kitchen diner, so it's probably bigger than my flat at the moment, which is, you know what I mean. Hello, happiness. It's the town. It's the town I want to live in. You know, that is my motivating, my motivation. So I've got two things going for me now. I've got the mod, and I've got which the mod is like half the story. You know, first I've got to buy the mod, and then I buy the tank. The tank is only something like £30. You know, I can do that when I get paid. And I can get some firebolt cotton, and I can do it the way in the tutorial, and I can wick it really tight because he's never had a dry hit off it. This is Rip Trippers. He's never had a dry hit off it, and especially so I would have thought at sort of like in between 48 and 47, 48 and 60 watts, you know. So I'm going to wick it really tight. Because they can drip, you know. They can drip. You can lose juice through them, you know. I'd rather I'd rather lean towards the side of like wicking too tight rather than wicking too loose. Let me just have some more melon because it's really delicious. And I'm really enjoying this. And I'm going to have to check on the dinner at some point. I'm just going to... I'm just going to sit up straight because I feel it gives a more respectful video. You know, I used to do them lying down. And ever since I started taking clonazepam, and by the way, CBD is something I want to talk about. Ever since I've been doing clonazepam, I've been more in a very, very, very more real reality. Very relaxed, very safe, very like getting a lot of positive comments off of people. Not hearing anything negative. I mean, why would I hear anything negative? I'm just like a regular Joe, same as everyone else. Why would I hear anything negative, I don't know. I mean, I was abused. I have been abused by two brothers who were my neighbours. They picked on me for being trans. They called me a word that I will not use. It's a very triggering word, and it's a disgusting word, and it's a disgusting thing to be called. And it was very hard for me having to deal with that, because holding the, I don't really want to get into it, to be honest, but it was really, really hard for me. The emotional pain of having someone trying to paint me out to be this particular kind of person who does certain things to certain people, But then again, all of that was started off and was born out of when I broke my leg. And when I broke my leg, my anxiety was up here, because it's very hard to live with a broken leg. It's very hard to be on crutches all the time, because crutches were hurting my hands. They were literally going to break my hands if I didn't give it a rest, It was a balance. It was a balance between putting a little bit of pressure on my leg or breaking my hands. And when I went down the shops, I could only get a couple of items each time, and it was really, really hard, and it put my stress levels through the roof, and it caused me the illness that later came on through smoking marijuana and drinking coffee. The anxiety illness, it gave me that illness that I had later on. I did have it earlier at that point. And when they started bullying me in that way, I reacted in 100% the wrong way that I should have reacted. And it kind of gave birth to, it kind of started all of the abuse that I was getting, because I was responding to what they were saying. And all of this is about really that I'm very confident. I know I'm just the same as everyone else. I know I'm not going to get abuse because of my gender identity. I just know that it's not an issue. It's only ever an issue when I get a positive comment about it. I'm just going to check on the potatoes. Turn this camera around. I can see what you're seeing now. Now look at the potatoes are boiling. So what I do is I take them off the heat. as you can see there, you can't see the flame because for some reason the camera isn't picking it up. But I'll turn that, it is very hard to see. I'll turn that down to about there. I'll pop them back on. And I need to get in the freezer. I need to get, what I'm getting out is this, which is, it's vegetarian beefsteaks. I'm gonna have 2 of those. So that gets thrown in this grill pan. Let me just put the tripod up. I'm gonna turn it back round and I'm gonna very carefully, trying not to press any buttons, put the tripod up. Put the tripod up and I'm gonna try and like undo this. It's a good job I can make 45 minutes videos because this is gonna take a bit of time. You know, that's what that is. I don't know how well you can see it. That's what that is. Okay, there's 2 of those. So I take those and I pop them in the oven. Okay. And then I put this tripod roughly, I'm just winging it here, to be honest. This pan down here needs water putting in it. So we turn that on and we'll fill it up. Okay, that'll do. Right, and we'll pop that on. I have to use my knee because I don't have 2 hands free. I mean, it doesn't actually sound like it's firing up. To turn it down, try and do it. Oh, it is on. It is on. Yeah. Okay. So we've got potatoes, we've got the water for the peas, we've got the steak things in the oven, we've got my jug, which isn't yet washed, over here for the gravy, and we're all good. So I'm gonna go back to vlogging. Yeah. So, I mean, there was this bloke, and he was drunk as he was rat-arsed. In the UK, we call it rat-arsed. He was rat-arsed, and, I was really scared because, like, I've had homeless people up here. I've had people up here who I do not want back up here. You know, and I don't know who he is. I don't know what he wants. You know, I've really lowered my boundaries too far to the point where I really don't know who I'm going to have calling at my door. You know, and he was shouting his head off outside, you know, giving it a lot of abuse, you know, to be let into the building. And the story, I'll just tell the story as it happened. So I could see through, that's just a sky bill. I could see through my spy hole that he was at the door opposite, and the guy actually let him in. And I feel this shows the difference between women and men. Me as a woman, you know, I'm very, very scared of men. very scared, and maybe it's not just that, maybe it's the type of person I am, because he was like really, really, really drunk. That kind of like scared me. But the guy across the hall let him in, right, for about 2 minutes, and then he threw him out. And then he goes to Christine's, right, and I ring my mum. And it was such a good decision, because she said, right, just open your front door, see if he's still there at Christine's door. If he's not, right, just walk briskly, walk fast down the stairs, out the door, and just get yourself out of your flat. Because she was saying, like, if I'm sitting here for a couple of hours not knowing if this guy is here, being scared of him, then psychologically that's going to do me a lot of harm. So I followed her advice. I got everything ready. I even put a beer in my bag. And this is actually, how I've had like a really good day. This is actually how it started. So I'm off down the bus stop. I look on my phone to see when the bus is arriving. It says 2 minutes. So I run to the bus stop. The bus arrives. I go down Ferry Meadows, and the rest of the story I've told you. And that's pretty much it. So, yeah, I'll let you go, and have a good one. Peace. Goodbye.